Welcome back to the Keating Sports Center for Game 2 of our doubleheader here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. It's the DePauw Tigers at 2-3, getting set to take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, who come in at a record of 0-4, but look to get this win just before the holiday. And right now, TJ Gray and his team getting ready to take the floor in the white uniforms with red numbers and black trim. DePauw in the black uniforms with gold letters, and their starting lineups they'll start like this. Number 1, Patrick Joyce. Number 2, Ref Stevenson. Number 11, Billy Bach. Number 12, Caleb Washington. And number 34, Kyle Lilwitz. They're led by head coach Rusty Lloyd. Meanwhile, the Scarlet Hawks led by coach Terrence T.J. Gray. We'll start with number 3, DeAndre Vortez. Number 10, Dario Biaggi. Number 11, Joshua Iguati. Number 22, Nicholas Ortiz. And number 30, Garrison Carter. Iguati versus Stevenson. Stevenson goes 6'8", Iguati 6'10". We're underway here in Chicago. A bit of a fast start here to Game 2 of our doubleheader. If you're just joining us in Game 1 of our doubleheader, the Hartford Hawks beat the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in women's basketball. But now we're happy that you're back for Game 2 as Dario Biaggi starts off men's action for Illinois Tech with a missed 3. Vortez on the board, lays it up and in. DeAndre Vortez on the board. Vortez led Illinois Tech early on in scoring this season. He was their leading scorer after scoring 31 in the season opener. Coming back the other way is DePauw with Caleb Washington. And his shot rejected out of bounds. And the ball will belong to DePauw. Once again, high intensity to start this ball game. High intensity in Game 1 of our doubleheader between Illinois Tech and Hartford. Hartford able to get out of here with their first win of the season. Opening jump shot here for Caleb Washington, no good. That ball goes out of bounds to Illinois Tech. Final of Game 1, 61-59 Hartford. But now Illinois Tech looking to salvage this doubleheader by winning here in Game 2 on the men's side. Nicholas Ortiz in possession on offense. Up to the big man, Iguati. Iguati dribble hand off to Garrison Carter. Here's Vortez. Vortez with the opening 2 for Illinois Tech. Patient offense on the perimeter. Vortez into traffic. Not so patient, but he threw it up and got the kiss off the glass for 2. Vortez with 4. Coach Ebenezer Nunu, as usual, the assistant coach, the lead assistant, with the defensive instructions. TJ Gray, also the head coach of Illinois Tech, with his own instructions. But Coach Nunu, he was telling everyone, go, pressure that ball with Patrick Joyce. Joyce, guarded by Vortez, through traffic, lays it up and in. Patrick Joyce gets DePauw on the board just under 90 seconds into the game. Ortiz, over to Vortez. Coach Gray saying, get to the spots for Illinois Tech. Iguati holds it high. Carter could have hit Iguati on the roll. Instead, he goes to Biaggi on the wing. Shot clock at 12. Carter, ball fake over to Vortez. Corner 3, in and out. Vortez's hot start ends there as he misses there for the first time this evening. Into the front court was Joyce. Stevenson, dribble hand off to Joyce. Good two-man game between Ref Stevenson and Patrick Joyce. Stevenson shoots the 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Vortez. DePauw coming in following a win on Saturday over Earlham College, a blowout win. Able to put 83 on the board were the DePauw Tigers. Slow start here, trailing 4-2 after we've played 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Bit of a conference, and the out-of-bounds call will now favor DePauw. DePauw with an 82-51 win against Earlham. They had 52 points in that second half against Earlham College, a win in Richmond, Indiana. Kyle Lilwitz had 25 points. There's Lilwitz's first shot of the day there, and Lilwitz is on the board from downtown. Lilwitz was 5 for 9 from downtown against Earlham on Saturday. He makes his first attempt from beyond the arc. Iguati for 3. Off the mark for Iguati. Ortiz on the boards is fouled, and he'll go to the line. Nicholas Ortiz heading to the stripe. Ortiz, the 6'1 sophomore out of Alameda, California. Ortiz led the way for Illinois Tech with 15 in their most recent outing against Rose-Hulman, a 72-54 loss. Ortiz in that ball game, 15 points. He was a perfect 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. He also was a perfect 2 for 2 at the free throw line, matching his jersey number to wearing the deuce. And he makes the first.
Hey, defensively, lock in. Let's go. Hey, we're green. Hey.
Ortiz, a consistent player in the rotation for Coach T.J. Gray, who continues to give his team the instructions with 17-15 remaining here in the first half. Quiet Keating Center for Ortiz as he makes the free throw. Almost felt uncomfortable making the call there, but Ortiz makes the free throw. 6'5 Illinois Tech. Lilwitz over to Caleb Washington. Caleb Washington goes 6'6 out of New Albany, Indiana. Lilwitz for 3. The senior out of Lamont, Illinois, has 6 quick ones for the DePauw Tigers. They lead at 8-6. Lilwitz actually tied with Illinois Tech by himself. Vortez to the basket. Vortez has 6 of the 8 now for Illinois Tech, so it's really Vortez and Lilwitz leading the way for their respective squads. Lilwitz down low to Stevenson, guarded by Iguati. This should be a fun matchup all evening should both players stay out of foul trouble. Over to Joyce, guarded by Vortez. Shot clock at 12 for DePauw. Stevenson to Joyce. Joyce eyeballing the rim. Stevenson inside, that'll be a foul. I know the Scarlet Hawks won't like this one, but that if it's called on Biaggi, and it is the appropriate call. Iguati got the ball clean up high, but the foul on Biaggi is the right call as Biaggi caught him low with the body, and as a result, that will send ref Stevenson to the free throw line. Both teams, we got DeAndre Vortez here at the Illinois Tech sideline having some words with the coaching staff. Meanwhile, back over at the DePauw bench, Billy Bach having words with head coach Rusty Lloyd and the rest of the staff. At the free throw line, it's the sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana, ref Stevenson. He makes the first to make it 9-8 DePauw. First reserve of the afternoon, or the evening at this point, is Brady Kunka. It's been dark since about 4:30 here in Chicago as Stevenson makes the free throw. So it is still afternoon, and it's 10-8 DePauw. Carter into Ortiz. 2-1-2 half-court set for DePauw defensively, and now they break out and match up man-to-man. Saw a bit of that in the women's game earlier between Hartford and Illinois Tech. Ortiz down to Iguati. Iguati over to Carter. Left wing 3 for Garrison. In and out for Garrison Carter. Rebounded by Stevenson. An active first 4 minutes for ref Stevenson. Another guy who's been active is Lilwitz, but he loses the ball there. His activity works against him. Iguati to the rim, takes the contact, and the foul! And Iguati lets the crowd hear him as he makes his impression felt with a nice yell after the lay-in. Iguati will go to the line with a chance to complete the three-point play. Illinois Tech finally able to get out and run the floor as Iguati makes the lay-in. Vortez and Biaggi talking to Coach T.J. Gray. T.J. Gray here in his 5th season as the head coach of Illinois Tech. But both Gray and Ebenezer Nunu, they've been here much longer than what it says it's 5 seasons. T.J. Gray and Ebenezer Nunu both were the lead assistants on head coach Todd Kelly's staff back before Illinois Tech made the transition to NCAA Division III. Now, TJ Gray is actually listed as the head coach for both Gray and Ebenezer Nunu, both sharing the duties as the head coach. DePauw working the ball to the high post, but they turn it over. Bad pass by Joyce. Ortiz to the basket. Contact. Could have been a foul. Could have been a travel. Official says no call. Ortiz lays it in. Ortiz with 4. Illinois Tech by 3. Patrick Joyce down to ref Stevenson. Stevenson guarded by Iguati. Looking for the turn inside. Good job by Stevenson. Could have gotten away with a hook, but he took his hand off as he turned, which would have negated a foul. Ortiz to Vortez. Vortez, instead of the extra pass, fires the 3. DeAndre Vortez with a quick 6. Illinois Tech by 6, I should say. Vortez with 9. Stevenson up top. Lilwitz guarded by Iguati. Nice turnaround jumper for Lilwitz. Cash that in. Kyle Lilwitz up to 8 in the ball game. He has 8 of the 12 for the DePauw Tigers. Ortiz into the front court, matched up by Patrick Joyce. Biaggi, quick touch and right back to Ortiz. Vortez going back door. Illinois Tech sideline with Iguati to roll. Instead, he'll be a passer. He finds Carter. Carter cashes out the 3. 19-12 Scarlet Hawks. Carter with his first 3 of the evening. Scarlet Hawks by 7. Vortez goes through the screen, stays on his man Joyce. Illinois Tech staying home defensively here in the early going. Stevenson guarded by Iguati. Over to Joyce. Joyce turns the corner. Kicks it back out. Opportunity for Kunka. 3 on the way. In and out. Iron unkind to the visitors. Vortez may have been the smaller man down there at 5'11", but he used his ups to knock that one away. Nice leaping ability for Vortez as he knocks it out. Vortez has been wincing the last few minutes of game time, and Coach TJ Gray giving him a long hug as Vortez goes to the sideline. A number of subs for both teams here with 13:50 to go in the first half. Ebony Jr. in for the first time, 44 in white for Illinois Tech, guarding Divine Adeyanju. You get a foul away from the ball. Actually, that's going to be out of bounds. It will go over to Illinois Tech. Alan Watatani in for Illinois Tech. He'll receive the inbound from Junior in the backcourt, guarded by Eli Ellis. Eli Ellis also in for the first time, first-year player out of Plainfield. He'll now guard Watatani. Watatani out of Frisco, Texas. Junior was going to go to Carter. Carter ran into his own man, Watatani. Watatani goes baseline. Finds himself trapped. Miscommunication between Watatani and Walsh. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged, and the ball goes out of bounds to DePauw. Andre Oslowski into the ball game now for DePauw. Number 9 will trigger the inbound. They go to Ellis in the backcourt. DeAndre Vortez back into the game. I mentioned he was wincing, but he's pressuring the ball, and he fouls Eli Ellis. Coach Ebenezer Nunu was telling Vortez it's okay. He wanted him to get out of there. I think he was saying what's the typical what you see of backcourt pressure. Once the ball comes in, you usually want the guy pressuring the ball to get out of there. Vortez played the man 94, just about 94 feet there, and he picked up a foul. Vortez still wincing as he doubles over. Illinois Tech now drops out to a 2-3 zone. Likely to go against the height of Divine Adeyanju, the 6'7" big man in there. Instead, the ball goes outside to Ellis. Eli Ellis from downtown buries the 3. 19-15 Illinois Tech, but Ellis gets on the board to bring the Tigers within 4. Coach TJ Gray wants a timeout. Just under 13 minutes to go here in the first half. 12:59 remaining. It'll be a 30-second timeout. So we will actually keep it here at the Keating Sports Center. Once again, we're glad that you've been able to join us this afternoon here at the Keating Sports Center. The Hartford Hawks got their first win of the season, 61-59 over the women's basketball team in a fun Game 1. Here in Game 2, Illinois Tech up to a 19-15 start. We played 7 minutes and a second, and the Scarlet Hawks lead at 19-15. This is a DePauw team that Illinois Tech will definitely have to try to run off the line. They only shoot 30% from 3, but 128 attempts from beyond the arc through 5 games, and as Illinois Tech has found out, they will let it go. They will let it fly. Eli Ellis just made his 4th 3 of the season, now 4 of 16 from beyond the arc on the season. And then Kyle Lowitz, 16 made 3s on the season, shooting 39% at 16 of 41, already letting it fly for a pair of 3s as DePauw trails by 4. Watatani over to Vortez at the top of the key. Illinois Tech in possession. Walsh to Vortez, looking for Watatani. Good hands by Ellis in the passing lane. Ball goes out of bounds to Illinois Tech with 8 on the shot clock. 12:43 to go in the first half. Coach T.J. Gray calling for Watatani to get open, meaning he wanted him to come to the ball. Watatani does just that. Double screen. It's a staggered screen, actually. Watatani loses it. Walsh has to shoot to beat the horn. That's off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. Well, not even out of bounds. It'll be a shot clock violation to DePauw. Remember, it's not out of bounds if it hits the top of the backboard. Out of bounds is if it goes off the top of the backboard and over, out of bounds to the, over and out to the floor, or if it hits off the shot clock, it's out of bounds. It can hit the top of the backboard as long as it doesn't go up and over. And that one didn't matter if it went up and over. It was a shot clock violation. It will go to DePauw with 12:30 to go here in the first half. Kunka, guarded by Ortiz. Iguati with great help defense instead. They go to Adeyanju. He gets a shot blocked by Iguati. Great help defense by Iguati. He finds Vortez for 3. Does Biaggi. Now Watatani comes up with the board. Hectic few seconds here. That was a great read by Adeyanju on the dive to the basket. But Iguati able to step up and get the swat. Adeyanju up to Lowitz. Lowitz unable to handle it. And then Watatani knocked it off of Lowitz's foot. It will go to Illinois Tech. That minute from 13 to 12 was pretty hectic. Both teams struggling to gain a grip on the ball there. And now Garrison Carter will come in for Illinois Tech. Carter was Illinois Tech's leading scorer a season ago, averaging 12 a game. Now Carter gets the inbound, and he'll push into the front court. Carter has impressive leaping ability. Has the ability to do those one-hand slams from the wing. But Illinois Tech unable to find those pathways for him to take off. Iguati goes to Ortiz. Picked up by Ellis. Ortiz inside. Looking for Iguati. Instead, he'll go up himself. Ortiz no good. Iguati missed as well. Rebounded by DePauw. Coach T.J. Gray not happy with that possession. Not enough spacing for the Scarlet Hawks. Brady Kunka up top to Ellis. 3 on the way. Eli Ellis cashes in his second. He has 6 off the bench. DePauw back within 1. DePauw getting great energy from their reserves, particularly Eli Ellis here in this first 9 minutes of game action. Biaggi, guarded by Lowitz. T.J. Gray wanted a drive from Biaggi there. Instead, the ball is reversed to Iguati. Iguati to Vortez. Vortez sort of bobbled the handoff. He misses the 3, gets his own rebound. He tried to save it off Adeyanju. Instead, he saved it to Carter. Carter missed. Iguati couldn't get the board. It hit him in the face. Rebounded by Adeyanju for DePauw. Ellis pushes up the floor in another hectic minute of basketball between the Scarlet Hawks and Tigers. Illinois Tech in the half-court set there, just unable to attack the basket, even with a few lanes. Coach T.J. Gray not appreciative of that jump shot from Vortez on the last trip. And DeAndre Vortez will go to the bench as Owen Walsh, the junior out of Louisville, Kentucky, re-enters for the Scarlet Hawks. Ortiz picked up defensively by Brady Kunka. Hands it off to Biaggi. Walsh up high to Iguati. Illinois Tech wants to go off of Iguati at the top of the key. Walsh, the runner in traffic, hit every part of the rim, and at least it got to the bottom of the net. Walsh on the board makes it 21-18 Illinois Tech. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Ortiz goes down in an offensive foul. I think that was a bad call on ref Stevenson. He was saying he didn't touch him, and I have to agree. I don't think Stevenson really touched him. Ortiz sort of lost his balance, but in the moment where Ortiz lost his balance, Stevenson had both of his hands out, and it leads to the offensive foul. Bit of a tough break for DePauw. Ortiz with Iguati on the roll. Late delivery on the pass. Forces Illinois Tech to take a detour. Ortiz, almost a travel. No, it is a travel. The officials almost let it go. They were a little late. All three of them at the same time able to get the whistle. One of them had a travel. One of them had a walk. One of them had a palm. So they had just when I thought they missed it. They had all variations of the travel call, and they give it over to DePauw. Caleb Washington, guarded by Carter. Washington has to burn a timeout. Great defense by Carter, who's fired up out near half court. It's not a 5-second violation. I think Carter thought it was a 5-second violation. DePauw burns a timeout with 9:37 to go in the first half. We'll actually take a break, and we'll return with more first half action right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech by 3 at 21-18 here at the Keating Center. Back here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois. This is Illinois Tech men's basketball here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech with a 3-point edge over the DePauw Tigers. 9:36 remaining here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half, preview the second half, and also recap game one of our doubleheader, where the Hartford Hawks defeated the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in women's basketball by a score of 61-59. All of that coming up in 9 minutes and 37 seconds at halftime here at the Keating Sports Center. Chris Rouse here on the call. We hope you are in a happy setting right now, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Happy holidays to you all as we continue with this happy helping of hoops inside the Keating Sports Center. Nice layup inside for Eli Joyce. No good. Ref Stevenson, 6'8" frame, jumps for the two-hand slam. Stevenson has 4. Ortiz in possession for Illinois Tech, gets up top to Carter. Iguati back to the basket. Feeds Carter. Carter down low, lays it up off the glass for 2. Garrison Carter, certainly a combo forward for Illinois Tech. Much better operating 18 feet and in. He's certainly a threat from the high post. That time, able to work in the low post. Gets 2. He's got 5 in the game as Carter. Ref Stevenson holding the ball high. Dribble handoff. Gives it up to Kunka. Kunka picked up by Iguati. 7 on the shot clock. Down low to Stevenson, who got Walsh on the low block. Stevenson out to Kunka with 2. Kunka with 1. And a shot clock violation to DePauw. Eli Joyce with an escape dribble. Didn't have enough time to escape Ortiz as the Illinois Tech defense forces the shot clock violation turnover. And with 8:34, Scarlet Hawks take over in the backcourt. Great defense by Ortiz. He actually fell down closing out, but Ellis didn't realize he only had 1 second to let it fly. Turns it over.
Josh.
At the 7th turnover of the game for DePauw. Carter, the recipient of the ball from Ortiz, but an offensive foul on Iguati. That will be the 6th turnover of the day for Illinois Tech. So both teams struggling with ball control. 7 turnovers for DePauw, 6 for Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech, however, with the lead where it matters on the scoreboard at 23-20. Patrick Joyce, guarded by Vortez, down low to Stevenson. Nice high hold by Stevenson every time he receives the ball. He feeds Lilwitz. Lilwitz guarded by Iguati. Iguati maybe got away with a foul. He had his hand on the arm of Lilwitz. The ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with DePauw with 10 on the shot clock. No foul against Iguati. Illinois Tech has done a great job of keeping Lilwitz from being the recipient of too many DePauw passes these last few minutes. Stevenson over to Joyce. Here's Joyce behind the back. 3 over Vortez, in and out. Iguati knocks it away from everyone. It will go out of bounds. Let's see if it'll stay with DePauw. The officials will have a conference. Stevenson thought Iguati knocked that one out. I did as well, and it will go to DePauw. So Ref Stevenson and the outside official win the argument as possession will stay with DePauw. Miles Townsend was checking in the ball game for Illinois Tech for the first time. The first-year player out of Chicago, Illinois, attended Walter Payton College Prep. He'll replace Ortiz. Much how Carter's a combo forward, Townsend's a bit of a combo guard with the ability to play the three. I think he has the potential to step up and sort of play that three role for Illinois Tech. As there's a nice curl inside from Patrick Joyce. Biaggi. And right on cue, here's Townsend on the wing. Iguati hands off to Townsend. Townsend over to Biaggi. Nice three-man game. A bit of a triangle look from Illinois Tech with Biaggi and Iguati. Ball goes to the corner to Townsend. Townsend no good. Rebounded by Washington. Bit of a triangle offense there with Townsend, Biaggi, and Iguati. But the offense became stagnant once Iguati got it on the low block. Not enough movement for Illinois Tech. That's sort of been the problem with a few of those plays. As Townsend showing some movement, he gets the steal. Biaggi to the rim, right hand layup up and in for two. Biaggi scores. First time we've heard Biaggi's name called for putting the ball through the hoop. He's got Illinois Tech up to 3 on the scoreboard. Up by 3 on the scoreboard, up to 25. Here's Lowitz. Over to Bach. Adeyanju. Guarded by Iguati. Hands it off to Caleb Washington. Ball goes inside to Adeyanju and a foul on Illinois Tech. Garrison Carter. That'll be the first against Garrison Carter. Pair of subs for Illinois Tech as Junior and Walsh come back on. Owen Walsh, number 5. Ebony Jr., the 6'8" grad student out of Silver Spring, Maryland, guarding the ball, possessed by Divine Adeyanju. Hand off to Joyce, knocked away by Vortez. Shot clock at 13, and TJ Gray telling Vortez that's what he wanted out of him earlier. Pressure it for a second and get away. Junior knocks it away. That ball's going to come right to me. Actually, Nunu will grab it instead. And with 5 on the shot clock, DePauw will inbound. Caleb Washington into Joyce. Shot clock at 3. Shot clock at 2. Joyce off the glass. Illinois Tech has the ball. And Junior gives it up to Vortez. Would have been a shot clock violation. Illinois Tech had possession. Play it on. I love when the officials let the natural game action play on those near shot clock plays. Vortez rejected by Adeyanju and a foul. The foul is actually called. That foul is actually called on Billy Bach. So that indicates that Adeyanju had a clean block. It's the low body contact, which will send DeAndre Vortez to the free throw line. Vortez at the strike. Illinois Tech by 3. Vortez up to 9 points here with 6:05 remaining in the first half. And Vortez now has 10. Coach Rusty Lloyd, whatever he saw during the free throws for Illinois Tech, he was not too happy. He came out to about half court and told the official 30-second timeout. So he wanted this break. I don't think this has anything to do with icing the free throw shooter. This is all about strategy. I see Coach Lloyd, he was talking to Billy Bach. Now he's having words with Divine Adeyanju. So whatever Coach Lloyd saw, either on the foul or on the play that allowed Vortez to get to the line for the foul, he's not too happy, as now Adeyanju is on the bench with 6:05 remaining, still 6:05 remaining in the first half. Joe Smith, number 7, the sophomore out of Mishawaka, Indiana, in for the first time. Townsend and Smith, a bit of hand fighting on the perimeter. You can see behind the free throw with Vortez. Vortez's free throw is up and in. Coach Ebenezer Nunu telling Miles Townsend keep his hands high there, basically. He didn't want him to pick up a foul. He was saying keep your hands high. If I can see your hands, the ref can see them. Now here's Caleb Washington. Cross-court pass leads to a quick 3, and is buried by Billy Bach. Billy Bach from downtown, his first 3 points of the game. That's the first 3 points for anyone on the floor other than Lilwitz. So the other 4 players not named Kyle Lilwitz right now for DePauw have yet to score. Obviously, Smith just came in for the first time. Ozlowski's had a few minutes. Washington started. And now here's Vortez, guarded by Smith, and the traveling violation. Only 11 points. I say only 11, but that's half the points in the game for DePauw. Lilwitz has 8 of those 11. And then obviously the 3 we just saw from Bach are responsible for the other 11. Joe Smith in possession for DePauw. Smith, guarded by Vortez. Vortez with hands on it, comes in with the loose ball. Vortez over to Carter. Carter splits a double team and lays it up with the left hand. Garrison Carter lays it up and in for 2 as Illinois Tech adds a quick bucket. DePauw's head coach Rusty Lloyd was arguing there was an issue with the score. So while they're getting that actually figured out here at the table, Carter added 2 for Illinois Tech. Lilwitz has it up top, 3 on the way. Off the mark, rebounded by Carter, and it's Illinois Tech in possession. Vortez is favoring that leg. He continues to grimace every time he falls to the floor, as Vortez is just going to walk into the front court here with Coach TJ Gray giving instructions to his reserves. Walsh on the handoff. 4:30 to go in the half. Townsend drives on Smith. Left hand running hook is good. Miles Townsend with a beautiful left hand running hook gets on the board. He's got his first 2. Illinois Tech by 6. Lilwitz for 3. Trying to cut it in half. Unable to do so. Rebounded by Ozlowski. Collision in traffic and a foul as Townsend hits the floor. Foul on Miles Townsend, his first. So a beautiful running hook on the other end, but a foul on the defensive side this time for 31 in white. Ortiz will come in for Vortez, and Vortez has been favoring that leg for quite some time, so you just hope that DeAndre Vortez is okay. As Ortiz comes back in, remember Ortiz led Illinois Tech in scoring in their most recent outing against Rose-Hulman. He had 15 points. Washington loses the ball right to me here at the table, and that'll go to DePauw with 4:10 here in the first half. Ozlowski to trigger the inbound, guarded by Walsh. Ozlowski trying to get the ball in. Great defense by Ortiz, cutting off the entry pass to Ellis. Back up top to Lilwitz. Biaggi almost caught reaching there, but instead it goes over to Ellis, picked up by Ortiz defensively. Shot clock at 10. Ellis on the drive, blocked by Ortiz. Nicholas Ortiz looks like he surprised even himself that he pulled that one out. He rejects the driving layup from Eli Ellis. Great defense by Ortiz, staying with the ball. Washington with 5. Guarded by Carter, got away with a push-off. Turnaround jump hook, no good. And a foul against Walsh as he runs into Ozlowski, going for the loose ball. Coach TJ Gray having a word with one of the officials, telling them to watch for Washington on that push-off. It appeared he did get away with one. Action resumes. And here is Washington guarded by Carter. Miscommunication for DePauw as Billy Bach was going to cut to the basket. Zigged when he should have zagged. Ball goes out of bounds to Illinois Tech. 3:41 and counting remaining in the first half. Ortiz playing the role of primary ball handler for Illinois Tech. Watatani and Vortez both on the bench for this lineup. Biaggi missing the jumper. Rebounded by Ozlowski. Ball goes inside to Ellis and a foul. Foul going to be charged to Miles Townsend, so that'll be 2 on Townsend, and both fouls on Townsend have been down on the block. That's what I was talking about earlier with Miles Townsend. I was saying he can be a bit of a combo guard for this team and can play a bit of that 3 role. They'll put him on the wing. That's how he was in position to get that running hook. Eli Ellis missing the free throw here. Scarlet Hawks hanging on to a 6-point advantage through the first of these 2 free throws from Eli Ellis, first-year player out of Plainfield, Indiana. Second free throw up and good for Ellis. Ellis cuts the Illinois Tech lead to 5. Ellis this season, an 80% free throw shooter entering this contest. He's 4 for 5 entering the game. Great move by Biaggi. Biaggi with a nice flare. That was really just a flare screen over to the wing. They kick it back to Carter. Carter lays it up in traffic, lays it up for 2. Garrison Carter has 7. Illinois Tech's lead matches his point total. Lilwitz, guarded by Biaggi. Biaggi is keeping that hand high in the face of Lilwitz. Lilwitz at 17.8 a game is DePauw's leading scorer. He's totaled 89 points through 5 games. And so far in this game, Lilwitz has 8, so 97 on the season. And a chance to get to 98 and 99 here at the free throw line. Illinois Tech with 8 fouls here in the first half. Lilwitz is a 95% free throw shooter this season, 19 of 20. 20 of 21. He has a clean shooting form, this Kyle Lilwitz. It's a little bit fundamental. Just keeps the knees bent. You know, in basketball, a lot of guys, they go straight up when they jump. He has the ability to keep his knees bent as he shoots. As you can see it here with the free throw. And then there's the clean flick of the wrist. Keep the elbow in and lets it go. All net. Great form from 34 in black. He's got 10. You see how this kid averages 17.8 a game.
Execute.
It's a fundamental jump shot with a bit of his own sauce on it. And DePauw needs a little bit more of Lilwitz's sauce as they trail by 5 with 2:30 to go in the half. Vortez into traffic, and Vortez is fouled. Vortez fouled by Bach. That'll be the second against Bach. And now Vortez will go back to the line. Vortez with 11 in the ballgame already for the Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech by 5. And Vortez makes the first. Miles Townsend in for Biaggi. Final 2.5 minutes. And TJ Gray going with a bit of a 3-guard look here. This is what I was talking about with Townsend. His ability to play the 3. This gives TJ Gray the ability to go with 3-guard looks with Vortez, Ortiz, and, of course, Townsend himself. And they're all interchangeable. You can have all of them be the ball handler. Vortez is also a solid scorer. And often you will want your scorer off the ball. So with Ortiz and Townsend out there, we could see Vortez playing more off the ball, or we could see him look for his own shot. It remains to be seen as action resumes. Vortez makes them both. He has 13. Illinois Tech by 7. Eli Ellis, guarded by Ortiz. Ellis, down to the low block. Over to Caleb Washington. Washington turns on Carter. Washington under the basket. That's going to be a tough shooting spot. I think he knew it. He kicked it out. The jumper from Eli Ellis, no good. Good look from Ellis, but he was unable to convert. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Ortiz into the front court. Ortiz was looking for Vortez. He finally hits him on the wing. Vortez out to Carter. Top of the key 3. Off the rim. Rebounded by DePauw. Townsend with those active hands tried to knock it off Washington. It will stay with DePauw. And the emotional Miles Townsend, unhappy that he couldn't gain possession for Illinois Tech. But this kid certainly plays with a fire. And actually, I stand corrected, not out of bounds. It would be a foul on Townsend, which will send Caleb Washington to the line. That's the 3rd against Townsend. And Townsend likely will have to sit for this final minute 44 of the half with 3 personals. Intense first half from Miles Townsend. But that intensity, unfortunately, bought him foul trouble, and he'll sit on the bench. Caleb Washington hits the first. Washington able to finally get in the book. Washington is the 2nd leading scorer behind Kyle Lilwitz. Washington averages 15.6. He's a 60% free throw shooter, or at least he was entering the game. And he makes a pair there to cut DePauw's deficit down to 5. Ortiz into the front court. Coach TJ Gray wanted Owen Walsh into the corner. Unfortunately, the ball's going to have to swing around to Watatani. 3 on the way for Illinois Tech. I think Walsh being in the wrong corner sort of delayed that play for the Scarlet Hawks. And I don't think TJ Gray was too pleased with that offensive trip. Brady Kunka. Kunka working on Ortiz. Kunka, great effort on the back down. Works inside. Ortiz caught with the reach and the foul. They actually caught this one. They actually caught it on Ortiz. That was clearly Vortez on the help defense, but I think they did Illinois Tech a favor because that would have been 2 on Vortez. Instead, it will now be the first on Ortiz. First free throw is up and good for Brady Kunka. That was a great effort from Kunka, just trying to work inside on Ortiz. He backed him down, and then Vortez on the help defense, reaching in, picked up the foul. Entering tonight's contest, Kunka, a 70% free throw shooter, 7 of 10. He splits a pair here, and Watatani comes up with the rebound for Illinois Tech. Final minute 6 of the first half. And we got a timeout here by DePauw. It'll be a 30-second timeout by the DePauw Tigers. They trail the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 35-31. But DePauw comes in with a record of 2-3. Remember, they won their most recent outing 82-51 Saturday over Earlham. In that ballgame, Kyle Lilwitz had 25. Ref Stevenson had 14. And Caleb Washington added his jersey number. He had 12. Kyle Lilwitz had 25 points to go with 11 rebounds. On 7 of 13 shooting, he was 5 of 9 from three-point land in that ballgame. DePauw also really controlled the paint, 36 points in the paint in comparison to 18 from Earlham. That has not been the case here against Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech controlling the points in the paint battle here, leading it 16-6, plus 10 points in the paint, but only plus 4 on the scoreboard at 35-31. Final 65 seconds of the first half here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Nicholas Ortiz over to Carter. Carter inside. Met by 3 DePauw defenders. Carter missed the layup. Ball rebounded by Washington. Missed opportunity for Illinois Tech. Everything looked good for Carter but the finish. Joyce had a man cut back door. Couldn't find him on the entry pass. He was looking for Kunka. The timing was thrown off, so then when he did try to feed Kunka, the ball was deflected away and stolen by Illinois Tech. And now Joyce being overzealous, and that's going to lead to the foul. That was Patrick Joyce was clearly just trying to make up for the mistake on the other end. He picks up the foul, and as a result, Rusty Lloyd not too happy as he comes in and has some words with his point guard, the junior out of Bloomington, Indiana. Nicholas Ortiz has Watatani. Instead, he gives it up to Vortez. 7-second differential game in shot clock. Here's Carter. Carter took a glance at the clock on the opposite end of the floor. Watatani back to Carter. Shot clock at 4. Out to Ortiz. 3 on the way in front of the official. No good. Lilwitz got a hand on it, as did Watatani. And it will go out of bounds to DePauw. 7 seconds to go here in the half. Lilwitz, the shooter, is going to inbound. That's not uncommon, especially at the D3 level of college basketball, where the shooter will inbound in the backcourt and then he's going to get the running start, meaning he's going to probably push this into Washington or Joyce, and he's going to get it right back off of a touch. Instead, to go to Joyce himself. They do have Lilwitz, and there he is with the running start. Lilwitz with 3. Lilwitz with 2. Lilwitz to beat the horn, gets it off the heel of the rim. No good, and at the end of the half, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take a 4-point lead in the break at 35-31 over the DePauw Tigers. Lilwitz unable to hit that jumper, but he does lead DePauw in scoring going to the break with 10. And Illinois Tech, led by DeAndre Vortez, he has 13. We'll recap the first half, preview the second half, and also recap game 1 of our doubleheader between the Hartford Hawks and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in women's basketball. All of that coming up on the other side of our break. It's halftime here at the Keating Sports Center. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech leads DePauw 35-31. Halftime here at the Keating Center in Chicago, Illinois. You are watching Illinois Tech men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Chris Rouse coming to you courtside in Chicago, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks have a 4-point halftime lead over the visiting DePauw Tigers. This game 2 of our doubleheader here inside the Keating Sports Center. If you're just joining us, earlier today in women's basketball action, it was the Hartford Hawks with a 61-59 win, able to get their first win of the season as they now sit at 1-4 after beating the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in a very competitive ball game played here inside the Keating Sports Center. It was Ella Marchesani who led the way for Hartford in scoring with 14 points, but it was really Lauren Sabia, the team's leading scorer to this point of the season, number 20. Sabia had 13 points and a few big baskets in the game, including a nice layup and also a nice assist, where her ability to work down low against Illinois Tech's defense pretty much set up the ability for her teammates to dive to the basket, get easy lay-ins, and she was able to use her court vision as Hartford was able to rally back and get that win. Illinois Tech was led by Barrett Rusing. She had 17 points, 3 players in double figures for Coach Carissa Sain's team, as Barrett Rusing had 17 points, Julia Bucci had 12, and Chloe Chirilla had 10. But Illinois Tech unable to get the win on the women's side of things. They fall to 1-4, while Hartford improves to 1-4. Here on the men's side of things, Illinois Tech at 0-4 on the season. They currently lead it by 4 at 35-31 against the 2-3 DePauw Tigers. Highly competitive first half between these two teams. For Illinois Tech, DeAndre Vortez leads the way in scoring. He had 13 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. He also went 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for DePauw, their leading scorer, Kyle Lilwitz, he had 10, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The team stats shake out like this to this point in the ball game. Obviously, Illinois Tech with the 4-point edge, 35-31, 13 of 27 from the field for 48% for the Scarlet Hawks from the field, 2 of 10 from 3 for Illinois Tech, shooting 20%, and they're a perfect 7 of 7 at the free throw line. DePauw, trailing by 4, shot 9 of 25 from the field, 36%, 5 of 11 from 3. They made 3 more 3-point field goals with 1 more attempt at Illinois Tech, shooting 5 of 11 for 45%. Illinois Tech, 2 of 10 for 20%. And at the free throw line, DePauw, 8 of 10 for 80%. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech, perfect at 7 for 7. Rebounds, almost identical. DePauw, 13 to 12 on the glass. The one difference on the defensive boards. Illinois Tech and DePauw both with 4 offensive rebounds apiece. DePauw with 9 defensive, 8 for Illinois Tech. And then the other stats in the game, how about points in the paint? 16 to 6. That favors Illinois Tech. The Scarlet Hawks showing a much more patient approach offensively in this game against DePauw as they're trying to get into their half court. They're really doing a good job of playing almost a triangle offense, using Joshua Iguati as the big man to swing around offensively. But it's really been the performance from DeAndre Vortez and, of course, Garrison Carter, the 2 top scorers for this Illinois Tech team. Vortez with 13, Carter with 9 to this point of the ball game. Both teams have had a number of questionable fouls, meaning a bit of silly plays where you've seen them sort of try to show energy just to express, hey, I'm here to the opposing team, and then they pick up a foul. We saw that out of DePauw where Patrick Joyce sort of he was trying to make a makeup play. He turned the ball over, and he picked up a foul on Ortiz about 25 feet from the basket. So in the second half, you would hope both teams play a cleaner game. DePauw had 11 first-half turnovers. Illinois Tech had 8. Those 11 turnovers for DePauw they've turned into 11 points off turnovers for Illinois Tech. Meanwhile, the 8 turnovers for Illinois Tech have turned into 10 points off turnover for the DePauw Tigers. So as we preview the second half, both teams want to try to play a cleaner game, watch the turnovers, and for Illinois Tech, foul trouble is going to be an issue for the Scarlet Hawks as they move along in the ballgame. Illinois Tech, 10 fouls in that first half in comparison to 6 for DePauw. One of the main issues for Illinois Tech, Miles Townsend, he had 3 fouls in that first half. That could be costly for Illinois Tech. They like to go to a three-guard set of Townsend, Vortez, and Ortiz. So I'm sure Coach T.J. Gray would love to keep 31 in white out on the floor as we get ready to begin this second half. Second half action getting ready to begin on the other side of this break. And then we'll continue here inside the Keating Sports Center. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawk Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech leads it 35-31. We'll be back after this. Back here at the Keating Sports Center, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and a healthy helping of holiday hoops here inside the Keating Sports Center as we conclude our doubleheader with Illinois Tech men's basketball. Scarlet Hawks with a 4-point edge over the DePauw Tigers. They lead at 35-31 as we get ready to begin the second half. Illinois Tech 0-4 so far this season, looking to get their first win, and wouldn't that be quite the treat before the holiday to get that first win of the season right here at the Keating Sports Center against a really good DePauw team. They come in with a record of 2-3, coming off of a big 31-point win, winning 82-51 in their most recent outing against Earlham College. I had a chance to get a brief word with head coach TJ Gray during that break, and he said the key for the second half for this Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk team, keep that intensity. He liked the intensity that they played with in the first half against DePauw. They have a 4-point edge. They have certainly played with a lot of intensity. I myself thought it was a highly competitive first half, hotly contested. But Illinois Tech, it's all about the discipline. Hearing Coach TJ Gray actually say intensity would be key, that goes back to pretty much what I was saying during what the keys could be for the second half, which were that both teams could play a cleaner game. Discipline could be a key for Illinois Tech. We mentioned the foul trouble. So let's see if the Scarlet Hawks can keep up that intensity going into the second half, up by 4 against a DePauw team that's certainly going to give them their best shot in this final 20 minutes. The next time we'll see the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks will be right here on Saturday as the Scarlet Hawks will take on the Cardinals of North Central College. That will be at 1 p.m. right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. It will be the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks taking on the North Central College Cardinals right here on Saturday. And then the next time we'll see the women's basketball team, that will be the following Saturday, December the 7th, when the Scarlet Hawks women's basketball team takes on the Concordia University Falcons. Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons. So remember, this coming Saturday, 1 p.m., men's basketball versus North Central College. Next Saturday at 1 p.m., women's basketball versus Concordia University of Wisconsin. Right now, second half action inside the Keating Sports Center underway. DePauw going towards the south basket, right to left on your screen. Illinois Tech will head towards the north basket, left to right. Here's Bach on the wing. Lilwitz back up top, 3 to Joyce. Patrick Joyce cashes in his first attempt of the half. Joyce has 7 in the game. DePauw back within 1 as they score on their first possession of the second half. Biaggi a number of stutter steps. Now he feeds Iguodala on the right block. Guarded by ref Stevenson. Iguodala out to Carter for three. That one way off out of the hand. Air ball out of bounds to DePauw. I'm sitting right behind the right angle, the right wing, whatever you want to call it. And Carter actually, I can see that one out of the hand. That one was well left on the release. Carter is a left-handed shooter, but that one just well left out of bounds. Patrick Joyce. Joyce with the first bucket of the second half, gives it over to Stevenson. Lilwitz led the way for DePauw in scoring with 10 in the first half. His first shot is no good. And the beautiful tip dunk cleanup from Stevenson, it looks nice, but it won't count for ref, as the actual ref calls a foul, and that will send Lilwitz to the line.
Away to Philly, away to Philly.
So Lilwitz at the stripe. 10 points in the first half for Lilwitz, and he makes the first. Lilwitz hit a pair of free throws earlier in this ball game. We were marveling over the form of his jump shot, even at the free throw line. Adds his own sauce to that very fundamental form. Kind of has the 1 foot forward stance that you're supposed to actually have for a proper jumper. And Lilwitz makes them both to make it a 1 point DePauw lead at 36-35. Lilwitz with 12. Iguodala, nice feed to Ortiz. Ortiz wasn't really ready for the ball. Had to run it down. Iguodala up top to Ortiz. Biaggi, nice shot for Biaggi, but he couldn't get it to go. That's usually how he hits his shots, in movement. And there's Biaggi keeping that motion as he cuts to the basket for the lay-in. Biaggi is a really good movement shooter. He's really good in motion, whether curling or receiving the dribble handoff while he's in the movement of coming around the curl or the handoff. He's really good at making that movement and shooting the ball. Here's Bach working inside on Carter. Ball reversed beautifully by DePauw, but great closeout by Carter, who ran from the opposite block to that right corner. Stevenson working on Iguodala. Iguodala too strong. Iguodala just too big for ref Stevenson. Stevenson left that shot too strong over the big man, but he really was just trying to find his vision. Iguodala sort of just almost like he was on the offensive end. He pump faked his arms about twice, and Stevenson, trying to shoot the ball in between the pump fakes, left the shot long. Ortiz up top to Iguodala. Hand off to Vortez. And an offensive foul on a moving screen. Iguodala moved right into Bach, and that will turn it over. That's the third foul against the 6'10" sophomore. Right here in Chicago in Iguodala. Attended St. Ignatius. St. Ignatius not too far from here, if you know anything about Chicago geography. Hand off to Stevenson, looking for Lilwitz. Lilwitz guarded by Biaggi out near the timeline. Shot clock at 14. Coach TJ Gray said Lilwitz is going to shoot it. Lilwitz instead goes to Stevenson, and a foul. Hoop in the harm for ref Stevenson, even though it appears that Ortiz got the worst of the harm there. And Stevenson will go to the line. The foul is on Ortiz, so insult to injury, picks up the foul, and he got the worst of the contact. Stevenson with 6 in the ball game.
Hey, White, we straight Philly, okay? Straight
And DePauw with a 2-point advantage. Ref Stevenson listed as 6'8", 225 pounds. He's a sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana. And now has 7 points in the game, this ref Stevenson. R-E-P-H Stevenson, for those of you wondering at home. And he makes the free throw.
Right to it. Philly, let's go.
Ortiz over to Vortez. Vortez at the left elbow. Nice spin move through the traffic for the finish. Vortez showing off the display of talent as he scores over Joyce. Joyce trying to get it back. Picked up by Vortez at the left elbow. Wide open three for DePauw. Unable to convert is Bach. Ortiz was slow coming around that screen. It was a really good screen from Washington. Ortiz to Vortez. Corner three. In! DeAndre Vortez from downtown Vortez has 18 in the game. Illinois Tech reclaims a 3-point lead. Stevenson. Entry feed. Finds Joyce. Guarded by Vortez. Dribble handoff to Washington. Great defense by Carter. Illinois Tech doing a good job staying home defensively. Bit of a bad call there. Carter got all ball on the swipe. Stevenson comes over and daps up Washington as he'll go to the stripe. I think Washington, it was just a bobble by Washington that draw the foul because Carter actually got all ball. I can see that from the table. That was clean contact. Coach Ebenezer Nunu telling Carter go straight up. It was just that one instance where Carter's hand came down to try to get the ball where he picked up the foul. Throughout my years of calling basketball games, I've had the privilege of being courtside. I can hear the officials tell players all the time, anytime you give that motion where it appears you swipe down, I have to call it because, at least from my view, it appears you hit him, and it leads to the foul on Carter. Carter comes off the floor for Walsh. That was a tough break. It appeared Carter got all ball in that situation. But the officials, with the shirts and the whistles, didn't see it that way. Biaggi over to Vortez. Another three. He's got the hot hand. He's up to 21 in the ball game. DeAndre Vortez from downtown. Illinois Tech by 4. Washington gets 2 of that back on the other end. Washington now with 6 in the game. Caleb Washington, 6'6", 210-pound sophomore out of New Albany, Indiana. Biaggi for 3! Dario Biaggi, the junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, buries a 3. Biaggi with 7. Illinois Tech by 5. Pass by Joyce goes off the leg of Junior. Joyce with no one to find says, forget it, I'll shoot it myself, and he knocks it down. Junior tapped his chest saying, I got to close out on that. Joyce with 9. 48-45. Illinois Tech's number 3 walks into the front court with a 3-point advantage. Vortez shoots the 3. Bit of a heat check, no good. Missed everything. Ortiz to Walsh. Walsh left it short. Junior with the board. Bullies Stevenson out of the way and lays it up and in. Ebony Jr. literally just lowered the shoulder right into Stevenson, cleared him out, and laid it in for 2. Stevenson calling for it back on the other end. I have the feeling he's going to put this up no matter what. He works inside on Junior, lays it up and in for 2. Ref Stevenson coming right back at him. Junior scored on the other end, and Stevenson immediately ran as a low block and called for the ball on that last rip. Vortez. Turnaround jumper in traffic. Off the mark, rebounded by Washington. 14.5 to go in the game. Townsend set to check back in for Illinois Tech on the next stop. Actually, they're going to go with Carter instead. Washington, pull-up jumper in traffic. No good, rebounded by Biaggi. Coach T.J. Gray, you can hear him in the background saying easy. He wants the Scarlet Hawks to take the air out of the ball, slow it down offensively. You had a few hectic minutes in that first half. We're headed to a few hectic minutes here, and actually the minute will stay hectic for Illinois Tech as Junior picks up the moving screen offensive foul. Impressive bucket by Junior a few minutes ago, but now the moving screen will give him his first foul. Vortez to the bench as Carter comes back in. It'll be Ortiz, Walsh, Biaggi, Junior, and Carter for Illinois Tech against Ellis, Lilwitz, Stevenson, Bach, and Washington for DePauw. Here is Lilwitz. Lilwitz with 12. His only 2 points in the second half are at the free throw line. He's met by a double team. Biaggi and Junior double him and force the pass to Walsh for the steal. Great defense, great team defense by Illinois Tech. Ortiz turns the corner. Feeds Carter. Great no-look for 3. Carter off the mark. Lilwitz gets the long rebound. Lilwitz feeds the shooter Ellis for 3. Ellis couldn't hit that one. Rebounded by Walsh. Illinois Tech up by 3 in possession. Coach T.J. Gray looking at Nicholas Ortiz, calling out the play. Aguadi set to check back in. Biaggi over to Junior. Dribble handoff to Biaggi. Walsh, open three, off the mark. Illinois Tech is going cold from beyond the arc the last few minutes after Vortez hit a pair of trays earlier in the half. Ref Stevenson, inside, over Junior, off the rim. Stevenson gets his own rebound, couldn't finish. Washington and Junior tie up down low, and the held ball will favor Illinois Tech. 12:49 to go in the game. Iguati for Junior. And Miles Townsend will replace Dario Biaggi. A pair of subs for DePauw as well. Kunka is back in. And I believe it was Adeyanju who came back on as well for DePauw. Adeyanju played in the first half. Likely to match size here with Iguati. Divine Adeyanju goes 6'7". Get a whistle. And a foul against Brady Kunka. First foul against Kunka. 12:34 remaining in the ball game. Ortiz on the inbound. Here's Townsend. Townsend playing with 3 fouls. Picked up all 3 in that first half. Ortiz. Carter. Pull-up jumper. Garrison Carter. That's Carter's spot. He loves to pull up from about 18 and in. Carter with 11. DePauw on the offensive end now. Washington. Inside to Adeyanju. Rejected by Iguati. Carter comes up with the loose ball. Ortiz. Over to Walsh. They want Iguati on the post. DePauw with the double team. And now they hit Townsend. Iguati now does his work on the other block. Carter, another 3. Off the rim. Adeyanju with the rebound. Here's DePauw on the front court with Billy Bach. Divine Adeyanju. Sophomore out of West Lafayette, Indiana. Here comes Illinois Tech back the other way with Ortiz. Coach T.J. Gray wants the Scarlet Hawks to calm down. He says no numbers as they started to push into the front court with what would have been a 1-on-3 mismatch. Carter. Over to Townsend. Townsend, hesitation dribble. Finds himself surrounded. Kicks it out to Carter for 3. Ball rebounded by Bach. And DePauw back on the offensive end. Sloppy 3 minutes. Sloppy last 3 minutes of game action between these two teams. Eli Ellis. Down low to Caleb Washington. Townsend tries to sell it. The official buys it. Offensive foul. And Townsend definitely sold some of the contact from Washington as that leads to the offensive foul. Coach Rusty Lloyd not happy with Divine Adeyanju as that turns it over to Illinois Tech. Townsend tried to get it in to Watatani. Full court press from Ellis and a foul in the backcourt. First foul against Ellis. Coach Lloyd was having a word with the officials right in front of me here at the table. He wanted them to watch one of the plays in the backcourt, watch some of the hand fighting that you're seeing here between Watatani and Ellis. Watatani over to Carter. Miles Townsend just drew the offensive foul on the other end. That was huge. Townsend, remember, playing with 3 personal fouls. Carter, turnaround, loses his man, but he couldn't hit the jumper. He definitely made the defender, Ozlowski, do a spin move trying to defend Carter down low. But a whistle here on the baseline as Townsend takes contact. So Divine Adeyanju picks up the foul, so that'll be the first on Adeyanju. Vortez comes back in. He'll replace Watatani. So Illinois Tech with some more scoring on the perimeter with Vortez. Iguati, a bit of a give and go inbound, and Iguati scores on Adeyanju. DePauw has been trying to get Adeyanju to cut off that inside position from Iguati. That's one play he fell asleep. Iguati takes advantage for 2. Bach for 3. Couldn't get it back for DePauw. Iguati, again, miscommunication, missed call by the official. It appeared that Guadi got all ball there, but the official says that's going to be a foul, and that will be number 4 on the big man. Iguadi goes 6'10", and Iguadi will head to the bench as that's his 4th, and that's a tough break. It looked like it looked as if Iguadi got all ball, but the official didn't see it that way. Ball goes inside. Now here's Junior with the loose ball. Townsend. Illinois Tech working their offense. Showing great patience. Illinois Tech is showing great patience throughout portions of this ball game. However, there's also been a number of portions in this game where it's been sloppy both ways, and now Vortez is down on the floor. DeAndre Vortez is down on the floor, and that is not the sight that you want to see. We've mentioned that Vortez has been holding his leg all evening long. He's been grimacing every time he goes to the floor. And right now the Illinois Tech training staff is tending to Vortez underneath the Illinois Tech basket, trying to stretch out that left leg. And what a game tonight from DeAndre Vortez. And it would be unfortunate should this, whatever is going on with DeAndre right now, keep him out for a significant amount of time. And Vortez with 21 points in the ball game, 7 of 12 shooting. He is up on his feet. And he is putting weight and pressure on both feet, on both legs. So that is a good sign that he is able to walk. He is able to walk over to the trainer's table. But he has been dealing with what has been an apparent growing issue all game long. As I can see him sort of grabbing at it almost every time he falls to the floor. And, of course, if you've ever played basketball, you know when you get in the defensive stance, you got a bad groin. That's tough to defend, especially as a guard. Having to guard guys like Patrick Joyce and Eli Ellis on the perimeter, they're going to make you chase the ball. Illinois Tech sort of gives it to DePauw that time. No chasing there as Junior just gives it up on the turnover. Oslowski kicks it out to Lilwitz. Lilwitz for 3. Off the mark. Walsh and Junior run into one another, but luckily Townsend comes up with the rebound for Illinois Tech. Ortiz gets into the front court, and Coach T.J. Gray wants a timeout. 9:11 remaining in the game. Illinois Tech leads it 54-47. Can the Scarlet Hawks get their first win of the season? Can they do it at home at the Keating Center? We'll find out after this break from the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Chris Rouse sitting courtside. Illinois Tech with a 54-47 lead over the DePauw Tigers with 9:11 remaining in the second half. The next time Illinois Tech will be at home and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network will be Saturday, November the 30th, when the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the North Central Cardinals. We'll have that for you right here on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live, 1 p.m. Central Time, when the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the North Central Cardinals. Illinois Tech 0-4, hoping that when they take on North Central, they'll have that first win. North Central coming in following an overtime win against Benedictine last night. They won 86-78. North Central will actually be off until that game on Saturday. 18 points out of Terrence Moncrief. So North Central versus Illinois Tech Saturday right here at the Keating Center. Ortiz to Carter, and now over to Biaggi. Biaggi finding Walsh. Ortiz, corner 3, off the rim, run down in the corner. It's knocked out of bounds off the paw. Biaggi got a hand on it, but it had already been out of bounds. And it will go to the Scarlet Hawks under their offensive goal. Junior back in for Illinois Tech. He'll replace Townsend. Illinois Tech will have to worry about foul trouble the duration of this game, as they have Iguati with 4. Townsend has 3 fouls. 2 key players, Iguati for size, Townsend in terms of their rhythm with 3 players, and now with Vortez on the sideline, Townsend's foul trouble will be a big issue, will be a bigger issue than it already has been for Illinois Tech. Here's Junior. Ends off to Biaggi. That was dangerously close to being a moving screen. Didn't matter as Illinois Tech turned it over. Coach T.J. Gray wanting his team to watch the clock. They almost had a shot clock violation even had they not turned it over. Here's Stevenson. Down low on Junior. Carter trying to help Stevenson, and Carter fouls him down low. Ref Stevenson has been calling for the ball, especially when he gets Ebony Jr. in there. Jr. scored on Stevenson not too long ago, and then immediately Stevenson ran to the same spot he just got fouled on, and then he scored on Ebony. This time Stevenson will step to the stripe with 9 points in the game. He's a perfect 3 for 3 at the line. And as I say that, I hit him with the broadcaster's jinx. Stevenson misses the first. My apologies, ref. That's ref misses the first. He was a perfect 3 for 3 at the line until I made that statement. On the season, ref Stevenson entered the game as a 57% free throw shooter. He was 11 of 19 entering this game. And will look to salvage this trip, and he does just that by splitting a pair. Stevenson now has 10. Illinois Tech now has the ball and a 6-point advantage. Stevenson is also the second Tiger in double figures with Lilwitz. Lilwitz has 12. Biaggi over to Carter. Carter back up top to Biaggi. Biaggi lobbed one into Iguati. Stolen away by DePauw. And here comes Patrick Joyce. Joyce picked up by Ortiz. Illinois Tech find themselves in an interesting situation because Vortez is on the sideline. He has 21 points, but he's on the sideline with what you hope is a minor injury and can possibly come back in. And Iguati out there with 4 fouls is your rim protector. Stevenson trying to draw that 5th foul. Iguati stayed down. Stevenson goes around him instead. Ref Stevenson now has 12 in the game. DePauw within 4. And as long as Iguati is in there with 4 fouls, I wouldn't be surprised if DePauw continues to take it right to ref Stevenson and go at 11 in white. They won't have to do it here as Ellis gets the steal. Ellis to the rim, hoop, harm, and a 3-point play opportunity as Eli Ellis finishes, and he's fouled by Owen Walsh. Already the 8th foul of the half for Illinois Tech as Walsh picks up his 2nd. Townsend will re-enter the game for Illinois Tech. Remember, he has 3 fouls. Biaggi will come off the floor. He and T.J. Gray having some words right in front of me here at the table. Biaggi with his arm around Gray's shoulder. Gray with his arm around Biaggi's back. Free throw missed as now Townsend pushes into the front court for Illinois Tech. Townsend over to Walsh. Down low to Iguati. Iguati turnaround jumper, got it to go. He rattles it home over ref Stevenson. 7 for Iguati. 3 of 4 shooting for Joshua Iguati. Scarlet Hawks by 4. Lilwitz back out top to Joyce. Over to Ellis. Lilwitz guarded by Townsend. One of the first times we've seen Lilwitz really try to back down today. He goes at Townsend, he missed it. Everything was good but the finish. Every part of the rim, but the iron unkind to the leading scorer of the visiting DePauw Tigers. Ortiz on the drive, actually stops on the baseline. Hits Carter. This is Carter's range. He's just outside of it beyond the arc. Now he's in it as he steps inside, and a holding foul by Kunka as he got beat by Carter off the dribble. Great recognition by Kunka. He realized that DePauw only 5 now here in the half on the fouls. And that foul on Kunka, only his 2nd to this point of the game. Ortiz. Into Iguati. Iguati with the baseline jumper. Off the mark, tried to get his own board. Does get his own board. Hoop in the harm! Iguati and Stevenson had a collision, at the right block. Iguati turned around, banked it in, and good job by TJ Gray keeping his entire team from running on the floor and picking up a technical, but Iguati will go to the line. DeAndre Vortez is actually stretching right next to me at the table. Looks like he could go back in shortly. But with 6:02, Iguati will go to the line. That's why coaches teach you to follow your own shot, as Iguati gets the offensive board, but he couldn't complete the three-point play. 6 minutes to go. Scarlet Hawks by 6. Ellis to Caleb Washington. Iguati picks up Washington out on that right angle. Hands off to Oslowski. Andre Oslowski hands it off to Washington. Washington guarded by Iguati. He lays it up with the right hand, and Washington a bit of a chirp as he scores. Washington with 8 in the game. Ortiz pushes into the front court. Coach TJ Gray calling out the play for the Scarlet Hawks. Looks like they're going to go through Iguati, which is not uncommon. Illinois Tech has been trying to go through Iguati all game. Carter for 3. Couldn't hit it. Rebounded by Washington. That was a good look for Illinois Tech. But iron unkind to the home team. And DeAndre Vortez is checking in at the table now with 21 points in the game. And he's been dealing with that leg issue all game. Washington for 3. Caleb Washington has 11 points. Washington has the last 5 for DePauw. And with just under 5 minutes to go, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks lead the DePauw Tigers 58-57. Well, happy holidays. We wish you a happy holiday or a happy Thanksgiving. Thankful that we can be back on the air for another season of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk Athletics, another year of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk Athletics, and another season of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk basketball. Plenty of home games to start the month of December for Illinois Tech before the students go away for the holiday break. We know Illinois Tech will be at home for men's basketball action Saturday against North Central. The women will be at home next Saturday, the 7th, against Concordia University of Wisconsin. So plenty of opportunities to check out Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks hardwood action here in basketball at the Keating Sports Center on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Shout out to Eric Willowhite and Jamie Sponagle, the SID and assistant SID of Illinois Tech, with the great job they do with providing these broadcasts and all entertainment for Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletics. 4:45 to go. Carter over to Walsh. Corner 3. Off the mark for Walsh. Rebounded by Oslowski. DePauw back within 1. I heard Coach TJ Gray say he was not pleased with that out-of-timeout play. Could have been an offensive foul from Ellis as he pushed Ortiz. Instead, no call as Kunka runs down the loose ball. And a foul on Biaggi. Coach Ebenezer Nudu telling Dario Biaggi be smart. There's no need to foul. He's about 30 feet from the basket. And that's the 9th foul against Illinois Tech. 1-and-1 bonus will send Kunka to the stripe. Sophomore out of Naperville, Illinois. Attended Bennett Academy. And now Kunka will look to tie the game. And he does. Kunka, with that free throw, only has 2 points in the game. He needed 2 trips to the line to get them. But this free throw here will give DePauw the lead. And Kunka does just that. 3 points in the game. He's 3 for 4 at the line. But his free throws make a huge difference as Kunka, who entered the game a 70% free throw shooter, has given DePauw a 59-58 lead. Vortez turns it over, and now DePauw with a chance to extend their lead. Washington off to Lilwitz. He turns the corner. That was an aggressive turn and a whistle. That'll be the foul on Walsh, his 3rd. That was an aggressive turn by Lilwitz as he tried to turn the corner and then come to the jump stop. And it leads to the foul on Walsh. Illinois Tech now in the double bonus for this final 4 minutes of the game. Lilwitz free throw. Nothing but net. Maybe got a piece of the iron that time. He's been nothing but net every other time. That one gives Lilwitz 13 points. Shooter. 60-58, Townsend comes in for Illinois Tech. It looks like he's going to guard Lilwitz, the shooter, on the free throws. Ball goes up and in for Lilwitz. 61-58, DePauw leads it with 3:57 to go in the game. Illinois Tech has been in control. They've led the majority of the game. But now as we go down the home stretch, it's DePauw with the late lead and a foul. Garrison Carter was spared a turnover there as he sort of just lazily laid that ball off to Owen Walsh. With the foul on Washington, which the third on Washington will send Carter to the line. 1-1 for Garrison Carter. Carter, a 73% free throw shooter, entering tonight's contest. And he makes the first. Vortez is Illinois Tech's leading scorer at 19 on the head. Carter is second on the team at exactly 17 points on the head per game. And then Ortiz, third at 10. Illinois Tech's second leading scorer looking to bring them within one, and he does just that. Timeout DePauw. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Carter makes a pair of free throws. He has 13. And to this point in the ballgame, it's Vortez. DeAndre Vortez has 21 to lead all scorers. Garrison Carter with 13, and Joshua Iguati with 9 to lead Illinois Tech. For DePauw, 14 from Kyle Lilwitz, 12 from Ref Stevenson, and 11 from Caleb Washington. So Washington was actually instead credited with a 2, so it'll be 11 for Washington, 61-60 DePauw. They are 2-3 on the season, and would love to get a road win here and keep Illinois Tech from finally getting what would be their first win of the 2024-25 season. After this game, DePauw will head home to Greencastle, Indiana, and they'll get 2 straight. DePauw will be off for a week. They'll take on Wabash next Wednesday at Neal Fieldhouse, and then they'll take on Kenyon on Saturday, December the 7th. So after a tournament and a few road games, a bunch of road games, DePauw will head home, hoping that they'll be 3-3 with a win after a win tonight. Washington missed a wide open bunny, a birthday gift layup, and he went right hand from the left block and left it short.
Get it back, get it back, get it back. Hey, hit the post.
Maybe should have went with the opposite hand. Ortiz maybe should have waited a second before he forced the entry pass. Coming back the other way in a hurry is Eli Ellis for 2. Eli Ellis, after a pair of sloppy possessions on both ends, with a quick 2. DePauw by 3. Ellis up to 11 in the game following that layup. Vortez, he has 21, stops on the 9. Ball swings around to Ortiz for 3. Ortiz was calling for it, and he buries the tray. 63 apiece with just under 3 to go, 2:50 to go. 7 points for Ortiz. We're tied. Townsend takes a stab at it, and that will be his 4th. Assistant coach Alak Ayar telling Townsend, you just got to stay disciplined. And I think that's the right call. There was no need to reach. Just let him turn the corner, shuffle the feet, stay body to body there. But instead, Townsend picks up his 4th foul. That'll be 2 Scarlet Hawks with 4, Townsend and Iguati. First free throw is good from Kunka. Kunka has 4 points in the game, all 4 at the free throw line. He's 4-5 at the stripe. This free throw for Kunka will give DePauw a bit of breathing room as they try to extend their lead to at least a basket, and they do just that. Kunka with 5. Illinois Tech down 2, but in possession with Ortiz. Here's Biaggi. Biaggi up top to Townsend. Townsend, after a long hold, gives it back to Ortiz. Ortiz with 10 on the shot clock, retreats beyond the arc. Running start against Ozlowski. Stutter step pass to Biaggi. 3 on the way. Off the rim. Ozlowski lost it. Rebounded by Townsend. Fresh 20 for Illinois Tech. Ortiz to Biaggi. He'll try it again. Unfortunately, same result. Rebounded this time by DePauw with 2:06 and counting to go. 65-63. Ellis walks it into the front court, guarded by Biaggi. 2-3 zone for Illinois Tech defensively. Lilwitz looking for the post up on Ortiz. Instead, he'll face up. Now he backs down again. Lilwitz was 8 on the shot clock. Out to Ellis. Shot clock at 5. Lilwitz on the dive to the basket. And a foul. No foul. Traveling violation on Lilwitz as he and Carter met. I thought they were going to hit Carter with the body foul, but with exactly 100 seconds, it turns over to Illinois Tech.
Hey, get it close.
Ortiz into the front court. Timeout Illinois Tech with 95 seconds remaining in the game, 1:35. Hold on to your hats, Hoops fans. 65-63. DePauw Tigers with a 2-point edge with 1:35 to go. We had a fun game 1 between Hartford and Illinois Tech on the women's side of things. Now DePauw and Illinois Tech here on the men's side of things. Looking to try to match the excitement of that finish. Illinois Tech down 2. And remember, Illinois Tech also has a pair of players in foul trouble in Townsend and Iguati. Both. Actually, it does not. I thought Iguati was going to stay in. Iguati was just a little delayed getting to the bench here. Iguati will not come in. And Carter will trigger it in, so he will be the big for Illinois Tech during this possession. Carter into Ortiz. Guarded by Oslowski. Carter now guarded by Washington. Carter on the drive. Out to Ortiz. He had the space, but didn't like the shot. Here's Biaggi. Over to Townsend. Townsend loses the ball. Ball on the floor. Biaggi comes up with it. Oslowski was there as well. Biaggi holds a knee. The possession arrow favors DePauw with Biaggi holding his right knee. It's his right knee. It's to our left, your left at home. And now Biaggi will come off the floor for Walsh. Oslowski will inbound here for DePauw with 1:17 to go. Oslowski to Ellis. And now Iguati will come in for Illinois Tech. This will be a defensive change to get the big man in. So Townsend will go to the bench with Illinois Tech down 2. And the ball comes in. Action resumes now with Ellis on the inbound. Guarded by Ortiz. Ellis picks up the dribble. Gets it over to Lilwitz. Lilwitz backing down on Walsh. Lilwitz, nice feed inside. Ball blocked away from Kunka and a whistle. It'll be a held ball, which favors Illinois Tech with exactly 1 minute to go in the game. 101 to go in the game. Illinois Tech down 2, 65-63. Iguati, that would have been the 5th foul of the game. Iguati would have been done had that been a foul, but it was a held ball favoring the Scarlet Hawks. Ortiz over to Carter. Garrison Carter on the drive, goes right at Oslowski. No good. Iguati had it knocked away. It will stay with Illinois Tech as Billy Bach giving up all sorts of size to Iguati. Bach listed at 6'6". Iguati 6'10". Bach knocks it away. 47.5 seconds to go. Ref Stevenson back in for DePauw. And the ball has gone to the lower level of the Keating Sports Center, so a bit of a delay here. One of my favorite features of the Keating Center, the bathrooms and some of the locker rooms are on the lower level, so sometimes that ball will get away and have somebody have to track it down. Vortez awaiting the ball to come in. Is going to wipe the ball off. Remember, it just rolled down to the lower levels here. And now Vortez will trigger the inbound. Into Iguati. Iguati out to Vortez. Illinois Tech going to play patient offense. 14 on the shot clock with Vortez up high. He's guarded by Kunka. Vortez over to Carter. Carter for the lead. Off the mark. Ortiz with the offensive board. Ortiz in traffic is fouled. And Nicholas Ortiz will go to the line with 28 seconds to go in the game. 28.2 to go in the game. And Nicholas Ortiz will head to the stripe. Ortiz to this point of the game has 7 points. He's 2 of 2 at the line. On the season, Ortiz is 3 for 4. 75%. He's good for third on the team in scoring, averaging 10 a game. First one good for Ortiz. Ortiz has 8. Eyeballing the Scarlet Hawks sideline as he gets handshakes from his team. Chance to tie. Ortiz does just that. Ortiz with 9. We're tied at 65. DePauw is going to play it out as Illinois Tech picks up full court. Ortiz guarding Kunka, and a timeout by DePauw. Coach Rusty Lloyd gets it dribbled into the front court, and the Tigers burn a timeout with 22 and 1/10 of a second remaining in the game. We hope you're enjoying this one here at the Keating Sports Center just before the holiday. The perfect treat. A pair of entertaining basketball games at the Keating Sports Center. And the next time you can join us for Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks basketball, the men's basketball action Saturday, 1 p.m. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the North Central Cardinals right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. If you're looking for women's basketball action, well, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks begin their home conference schedule as they take on the Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons. That will be Saturday, December the 7th, 1 p.m. right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live, where we present all of our basketball events this season from the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Once again, Chris Rouse here on the call from Chicago. Final 22 seconds of the game. Illinois Tech and DePauw tied at 65. If you're just joining us, DeAndre Vortez, he has 21 points for Illinois Tech to lead all scorers. Kyle Lilwitz, number 34, has 14 for DePauw to lead the way. DePauw has 4 players in double figures. Lilwitz with 14. Ref Stevenson has 12. Caleb Washington has 11. And Eli Ellis also has 11. Vortez has 21. Carter has 13. Those are your double figure scores for Illinois Tech. Ortiz with 2 big free throws to tie us has 9. And he's also joined by Joshua Iguati, who also has 9. Kunka will inbound with 22 seconds to go. They go into the backcourt to Washington, and here we go with the finish of regulation. Here's Lewis. Going to hold it out high, guarded by Dario Biaggi. This is likely going to be the final shot of the game will be Lewis. 9 seconds to go. Lewis finally goes with 6. Guarded by Carter. He turns the corner. Left it short, did Lewis. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay with DePauw with 3.5 seconds to go in the game. Iguati going to come in for Illinois Tech for size. Stevenson in for DePauw. As Iguati going to replace Walsh. Stevenson comes in for Oslowski. 3.5 to go. Eli Ellis will inbound with Vortez in front of him. Iguati and Stevenson are matched up on the right block. Washington and Carter are matched up on the left block. Shooters in both corners for DePauw. Here it comes, Ellis on the inbound, and a timeout from DePauw. Oh, you got to love the tease in this game when that ball's about to come in, and then the coaches call timeout. 30 seconds to go. Excuse me, 3.5 seconds to go. It's a 30-second timeout. And let's see if DePauw, let's see what the Tigers draw up as they look for what would be their 3rd win of the season. DePauw at 2-3. Illinois Tech looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-4. Would love to get that first win here just before the holiday and in front of the home fans. But with 3.5 seconds, they're going to have to figure out a way to stop DePauw from getting what could be an easy game-winning bucket under this south basket at the Keating Center. It will be Brady Kunka to inbound. Same inbound set for DePauw as we saw prior to the timeout. Stevenson on the right block, guarded by Iguati. Washington on the left block, guarded by Carter. Shooters in both corners for DePauw. Lewis is the shooter in the right corner. Ellis in the opposite corner. Kunka gets it into Lewis. Lewis looking for the win. Turnaround jumper off the rim. overtime at the Keating Sports Center. We'll see free basketball in extra 5 minutes to be played here inside the Keating Sports Center between the DePauw Tigers and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with overtime here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. What a game here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the DePauw Tigers headed to overtime. And what a game it has been here at the Keating Sports Center. Chris Rouse here on the call. And we just saw Kyle Lilwitz. He had a chance to go for the victory. The turnaround jumper over Biaggi just short off the rim. And as a result, free basketball between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the DePauw Tigers. DePauw, 38% from the field at 19 of 49, 7 of 19 for three, 36% from three, 20 of 24 at the free throw line at 83%. Illinois Tech, 24 of 57 from the field, 42%, 6 of 27 from three at 22%, and 11 of 12 at the free throw line at 91% in the game. Kyle Lilwitz, who missed that shot to end regulation, leads DePauw with 14 points. DeAndre Vortez, number 3 for Illinois Tech, leads the Scarlet Hawks and leads all scorers with 21 points in the game. Overtime here at the Keating Sports Center. Getting ready to begin. It will be Iguati versus Stevenson on the opening tip. Here we go in overtime. Bit of a funny tip there. Stevenson actually fell. Iguati made the contact with the ball, and DePauw wins the tip. Lilwitz, guarded by Biaggi. Lilwitz, driving baseline, kicks it out to Caleb Washington. He feeds Stevenson. Stevenson was wide open. He was so wide open that he traveled because he was excited. He wanted to lay the ball up in a hurry. He took the extra step before he put it down. He turns it over. He turns over and gives up what would have been an easy layup. And now Illinois Tech takes over on the turnover. To the basket. Carter, no good. Iguati unable to handle it, and it'll go out of bounds to Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks ball here with 20 on the shot clock, 4:27 to go in overtime. Vortez in the Iguati and right back. Vortez to the basket, lays it up off the glass and in. Vortez runs right into Eli Ellis, and 23 for DeAndre Vortez this evening. Remember, Vortez left the game earlier holding a leg. He's been holding a groin all night. You can see him actually grimace there as he took a bit of a misstep backwards. And now Vortez still biting that jersey as well as this game continues to go on. 23 in the game for Vortez. Coach T.J. Gray at the beginning of the season, he said that he thought Vortez is a player that could explode for this Illinois Tech roster. And he's been doing that all season ever since that 31 in the opener. Garrison Carter now picks up his fourth. And again, foul trouble continuing to be an issue for Illinois Tech. That's 4 on Carter. They also have 4 on Iguati. They have 4 on Townsend, who's on the bench. And Biaggi has 3. Washington misses the first. Caleb Washington has 11 points to this point in the ballgame. But that was a bit of a huge miss. Every point key, especially here in overtime. Washington was a perfect 4 for 5 at the line, 4 for 4 at the line until he missed that one. Now 4 for 5, now 5 for 6. As he hits the free throw to match his jersey number in points, he has 12. DePauw down 1. 4 minutes remaining in overtime. Iguati hands it off to Vortez. Vortez for Biaggi. That one looked like it was going to go out of bounds. It did, but not after Biaggi got a hand on it and actually just kind of knocked it down on the line and turns it over to DePauw. Chance for the Tigers to take the lead. The largest lead we've seen tonight Illinois Tech led by 7 at 54-47 in the second half. DePauw led 63-60. That was their largest lead. Down low to Stevenson. Stevenson turns inside. Missed it over Iguati. Stevenson, that was a great touch. It just rattled in and out. He had to try to shoot it over Iguati, just every part of the rim but the bottom of the net. Vortez. You can see him again grimacing as he spun, but now Carter gets the steal. Carter now takes it 1-on-3. Couldn't get the lay-in. A tough break for Illinois Tech. That was going to make the crowd explode because that was a bit of a forced play anyway by Carter. And then a step back out of bounds in the corner by Eli Ellis. Both of these teams, we've had hectic minutes in every session of this game. We had a hectic 2 minutes in the first quarter, a bit of a sloppy to hectic 4 minutes in the second half. And now here in overtime, both teams get into a hectic minute here. And now Coach Ebenezer Nunu, assistant coach, gets out on the floor and wipes up some of the wet spots. We've had players falling all over the place and slipping. We just saw Vortez slip on the last trip for Illinois Tech. So they want to try to get some of the sweat off of the court here.
Hey, second option.
Coach T.J. Gray calling out the instructions for the Scarlet Hawks. 3:06 remaining in the game. Biaggi to Ortiz. Ortiz was picked up full court by Ellis. But once again, Illinois Tech, a number of interchangeable ball handlers, guys that are comfortable bringing the ball up the court. Here's Ortiz. Ortiz poked away by Washington, but Ortiz able to recover. The ball really just kind of went back into Ortiz's natural dribble motion. Biaggi for three. Cash it in. Dario Biaggi from downtown. Number 10 matches his jersey number in point total. Illinois Tech by 4. Biaggi with 10 in the game after that three. Now he guards Washington. Stevenson listening to Coach Lloyd as he runs the play. Goes at Iguati. Jump hook in traffic. Couldn't get it. Iguati had the board, had it poked away, and Illinois Tech comes up with the loose ball. Coach T.J. Gray and his Scarlet Hawks 2 minutes and change from their first win of the season, and doing it right before the holiday in front of the home crowd, I'm sure would be a great note before they come back to play Saturday. Iguati for three. No good. Rebounded by Ellis. Pass forced up the court. Iguati got down to knock away the pass intended for Stevenson. Stevenson goes right at Biaggi. Biaggi trying to get the held ball. And instead, we're going to get a foul on Biaggi. And that will be the 4th on Biaggi. So Biaggi will be the 4th Scarlet Hawk with 4 fouls. 3 of them are in the game right now. Biaggi has 4. Iguati has 4. And Carter also has 4. DePauw, the foul trouble in the game for DePauw is 1 foul less. They have 2 players with 3 in the game with Washington and Stevenson. And speaking of Stevenson, he's going to shoot a pair of free throws right here. He has 12 points in the game. And the Illinois Tech faithful making some noise here with a minute 56 to go. Stevenson makes the first. 13 for ref Stevenson. Joyce and Bach back in for DePauw.
Hey, Nikki, get it across, call 1.
Illinois Tech, they want a timeout. Once they get it in the front court, you can hear T.J. Grace saying to Nick Ortiz, get the ball across, call 1. Means get it in the front court, burn the timeout, then start the possession in the half-court set. Stevenson now with 14 in the ball game. He's 6 of 7 at the free throw line. And as I was just saying, Nicholas Ortiz dribbles into the front court. Timeout, Illinois Tech, with a minute 51 to go. We'll take one final break. Illinois Tech leads it 70-68 over DePauw. The conclusion of this game coming up here in overtime after this. Just a quick breather to catch our breaths here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. overtime between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the DePauw Tigers is 70-68 Illinois Tech as they lead it here in the extra session. Illinois Tech certainly being bit by foul trouble down the stretch. Scarlet Hawks have 4 players with 4 fouls. Miles Townsend, Garrison Carter, Dario Biaggi, and Joshua Iguati. DePauw does not have a single player with 4 fouls. They do have a pair of players with 3 fouls. Actually, statistical correction, only one with 3 fouls. Stevenson does not have 3 fouls. Washington does. So Ref Stevenson only with 2 fouls. And to this point of the ball game, Ref Stevenson with 14 points. He and Kyle Lilwitz are tied for the scoring lead for DePauw. Meanwhile, it's DeAndre Vortez who has 23, leading all scorers for Illinois Tech. 1 timeout remaining for Illinois Tech, 2 remaining for DePauw. DePauw also trailing by 2 on the defensive end with Ortiz in possession for Illinois Tech. Carter, quick handoff back to Ortiz. Ortiz turns the corner. The lob to Iguati. He was a little too far away from the slam, but a foul will send the big man to the line with exactly 100 seconds remaining in the game. That foul on Washington is his 4th. He is the only player for DePauw with more than 2 fouls. Remember, Ref Stevenson is listed as having 3, but statistical correction, he only has 2 to this point of the game. Iguati at the line, and Iguati misses the first. 9 for Iguati to go with 8 rebounds and 4 blocked shots, along with 3 assists. Well-rounded performance from Iguati. But Iguati this season entered the game at only a 25% free throw shooter at 1 of 4. And he misses both here. And DePauw gets the rebound and a quick timeout in the backcourt. Kunka got the board. And immediately the timeout was called by the Tigers. And remember, DePauw, they're going to take a 30. So the Tigers still have 1 timeout remaining. And down just 2 here in overtime with 1:37 to go. This game certainly could swing. One bounced ball could certainly turn the entire complexion of this ball game. Illinois Tech looking to get out of here with what will be their first win of the season, and would love to do it here in front of the home crowd. If you're a DePauw fan, you've got a chance to see your team in action coming up shortly, as they will see Wabash next Wednesday at 7 p.m. They'll be at the Neal Fieldhouse in Greencastle, Indiana. It'll be the DePauw Tigers. They'll take on Wabash at 7 p.m. on December the 4th, and then they'll take on Kenyon at 5 p.m. on Saturday, December the 7th. So this is a DePauw team that would love to find a way to pull out what would be a gutsy win here against Illinois Tech, and then head home right at 500 at 3-3 on the season. Eli Ellis gives it up to Ref Stevenson. Stevenson guarded by Iguati. He turns the corner. Stevenson with a Euro step, blocked by Iguati, and a late foul. Whoever the foul is on is done for the evening. And it's the big man Iguati, and that's it. Iguati has fouled out. So Joshua Iguati has fouled out of the ball game here with 1:25. 25 minutes played by Iguati. And in those 25 minutes, Iguati gave 9 points, 8 rebounds. He had 3 assists, 4 blocks, a steal. Should have been his 5th block. Instead, his 5th foul. Stevenson misses the first. I think I heard a chant of "ball don't lie" here from somebody. Also, the chant of "air ball." I certainly heard someone say "ball don't lie" amongst the air ball chant there from Stevenson. Scarlet Hawks fans getting into it now following the air ball. Stevenson with 14 points. They even got the Vuvuzela going here at the Keating Center. Stevenson makes it 15 for Stevenson. 70-69. Illinois Tech by 1. Final minute of this ball game here in overtime. Ortiz over to Carter. Carter guarded by Washington. Takes it inside. Carter left hand from the left block, good for 2. Garrison Carter lays it up and in for his 15th point of the game. Scarlet Hawks by 3. They go down low to Stevenson. Guarded by Ebony Jr. Stevenson, bad pass, turns it over. Illinois Tech ball with 53 seconds. Stevenson, he was actually waiting for the double team. He got it right where he wanted it. He saw it, anticipated it, but he put too much mustard on the pass and turns it over to Illinois Tech. DePauw does not have to foul. The shot clock is still on here with 45 seconds to go in overtime. Carter off to Ortiz. Biaggi to Ebony Jr. Jr. at the left elbow. Feeds it to Vortez. Vortez lost it off his leg, out of bounds. It will go to DePauw. 33 and 7/10 of a second to go. Lilwitz comes back on, as does Eli Ellis. Great defensive play by ref Stevenson, who goes 6'8", as he was able to knock that ball down off the 5'11" DeAndre Vortez. Walsh in for Junior. That's definitely a speed switch for Illinois Tech, as now they see that ref Stevenson. Ref Stevenson is on the bench for DePauw. Action resumes with the ball being rolled in to Eli Ellis, guarded by Vortez. They go to Lilwitz, picked up by Carter on the help defense. Lilwitz originally guarded by Biaggi. He gives it up now. Here's Ellis. Ellis looking for Lilwitz on the backdoor pass, and a kicked ball by Vortez. The kick ball will stop the play for DePauw. It'll keep the ball with the Tigers, but it definitely keeps Lilwitz from getting what would have been a layup. Shot clock remains at 15 with 18 seconds to go in the game. It's a timeout by DePauw. And let's see what Coach Rusty Lloyd draws up here. He's certainly been vocal all evening, but now here's a chance for Rusty Lloyd to draw up a big play to tie the game, as DePauw trails by 3 with just 18 seconds to go. If you've been with us all day, we thank you for being with us here the day before Thanksgiving. We've had doubleheader action. Hartford beat Illinois Tech in women's basketball in game 1 of our doubleheader, 61-59. Now here in this game, in overtime, it's 72-69 Illinois Tech. They lead it by 3 with just 18 seconds to go in the extra session. Rusty Lloyd joined this DePauw staff in 2012, and we keep mentioning how Illinois Tech played Rose Holman. He was the former head coach of Rose Holman, was Rusty Lloyd. At Rose Holman, 120 wins for the Fighting Engineers. But now with DePauw, his team 2-3 to begin the 2024-25 season, and looking to find a bucket to tie this game so they can try to at least go home for a pair of matchups with a record of 3-3 and at 500 on the season. Andre Oslowski to inbound. 18 seconds to go in overtime. Oslowski, Washington, Ellis, Lilwitz, and Kunka in for DePauw. Here's Ellis. Over Oslowski, they're looking for Lilwitz. Carter just face guarding him, won't even let him come to the ball. They're trying to get it to Lilwitz. They've got to do something. Down to 6 seconds. Here's a chance to shoot it for Ellis. Ellis can't get a look. Stolen by Carter. 2 seconds. 1. Garrison Carter's dunk won't count, but the Scarlet Hawks victory will. Win number 1 for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks this season, as they finalize the victory with a 72-69 win. Carter's slam won't count, but he does finish the night with 15 points, and the Scarlet Hawks get their first win of the season at home just before the Thanksgiving holiday. What a game, what a pair of games played here at the Keating Sports Center this afternoon. What an effort here inside the Keating Sports Center. DeAndre Vortez finishes with 23 points to lead the way for Illinois Tech. He played through a bad leg all afternoon, and he helped carry the weight for the Scarlet Hawks. Garrison Carter, his final slam didn't count, but he does finish with 15 points, and Illinois Tech gets a 3-point win to get in the win column just before Thanksgiving. Great effort from DePauw. 15 out of Ref Stevenson led the way for the Tigers. Also 14 from Kyle Lilwitz, but the Tigers still fall to 2-4 on the season. DePauw will head home for 2 matchups after this. Illinois Tech will be back in action Saturday right here at the Keating Sports Center and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. And until Saturday, when we see the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the North Central College Cardinals, this has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Athletics on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. For all of our crew, for Jamie Sponagle, Eric Willowhite, and all the crew here at the Keating Sports Center, I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Your final, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 72, the DePauw Tigers 69, as the Scarlet Hawks get their first win of the season. So long from Chicago and so long from the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Happy holidays to you all from the Keating Sports Center in Chicago.